Don't eat this cookie while you're drinking your green tea. Or in other words, what are actually good pairings with your green tea and why this cookie is actually not the optimal thing to drink during your green tea session. Hello everybody, welcome to the Daily Sip. My name is Oliver. My mission is to bring you closer to organic Japanese green tea, and today we're going to dive into this guy here. So a typical cookie, chocolate chunk cookie, which I'm having here. So it is one of the most famous cookies we are having out there, also with coffee, a great companion. But today we're going to dive into green tea, and today we're going to dive into why this specifically is not the best thing to eat with your green tea. So when it comes to green tea, what you might heard already in the past is that it is actually good to eat something sweet with your green tea, but that there are some things you have to look for when you're eating something sweet with your tea, and what you should watch out for. So I think one important thing is when you're having something which is kind of the balancing out this a little bit more stringent tones of the green tea, and that is why, or is the reason why we actually take something sweet with it, is just to have a nicely balanced and a little bit of a sweeter experience while having our green tea. Normally high grade or higher quality green tea isn't astringent in any way, but there are a little bit of certain notes which are coming with it, and if you like to balance out or balance them out, then to eat something sweet is a very good thing to do. But there, as I said, is there's kind of one important thing, is that this food which you're using or the food you're eating with your green tea has the effect of balancing out this kind of more stringent notes and not overpowering them. And I think this is really the main thing what we want to look for. And as we talk with this guy here of a mix of sweet dough with chocolate, there are several parts in this cookie which can then have a certain effect on your palate and then change also the flavor of the green tea. But I think the one main thing we have to look out for in this case particularly is actually that it is made out of chocolate and out of sweet dough. And when we go on the chocolate, often there, and this is something we have already seen with our food pairings which we have done within the scope of kind of developing how or what kind of sweet is fixing or matching the best together with green tea. And there we came to find that actually chocolate has a special kind of character, and Will can explain you actually how this is. So let's have a look at this short video.
We melted some milk chocolate with matcha. Milk chocolate works pretty well with matcha, but not as well as white chocolate. Dark chocolate appears to work the least well because the stronger flavor clashes with the strong vegetable flavors of the matcha. Because white chocolate is so neutral, it seems to pair best with the matcha.
So now we're back, and what we can see is, or what we learned is, that the chocolate actually can overpower the taste and fine subtle notes of the green tea. But in theory, I found this very interesting. When I did a pure chocolate tasting, I also got to know it. But here we're actually talking about the mix of dough and chocolate, so I really want to know what this cookie does, and if it's really the chocolate, and if there's anything better we could use. So what we will do is that we take this cookie as a companion, and we take out Samidori sencha. So this is a sencha which is coming from the south of Japan, nicely shaded, nicely sweet, complex, not too astringent. So maybe I show you the tea leaves here. So you see it's a Fukamushi style tea, a little bit more brittle tea, a little bit more smaller tea leaves. So very, very nice shaded tea, also with these dark leaves. And we're gonna use 5 grams of this and put it in the kyusu. Super easy to brew, as it is a Fukamushi style, so a deep steamed tea. It only needs around 45 seconds to brew, so perfect for this session, as we don't want to focus on the brewing of the tea and the right preparation of it, as it is super easy. We want to see how actually the combination of this tea with with the cookie works. So what we want to see here is a nice brew, only 45 seconds. This is due to the fact that the leaves are smaller, a little bit more brittle. They brew faster, they open up faster. So actually a super morning tea, especially when you don't have too much time to wait until the brewing is done. And so you just wait 45 seconds and then you have your tea. Good, these 45 seconds are now over. We pour the tea in our glass. Beautiful, you see the liquor, super green, intense, typical for Fukamushi style teas, for deep steam tea. And let's have a sip. Very smooth, very sweet. There's maybe a little bit of an astringent tingling, but it is actually very, very smooth. So this tea in general doesn't have a too strong astringent note, but there's always a little bit of a subtle underlying astringency. It's very, very soft. And this is maybe something we want to level out with the cookie. So I get a lot of a complex, I get a little bit of banana peel, I get a little bit of mango, edamame, not too much of the spinachy side. It is nicely long shaded green tea, so which makes in the tea sweet, a little bit more savory. So all in all, this tea, there's also nice nutty notes to it. So a very, very, very soft, creamy, savory, kind of smooth flavor profile. Just in the end, there's a little bit of a refreshing note. So now I have tasted this tea. I know a little bit how it tastes, and I know its subtle notes. And now I kind of want to bring a little bit more of the sweetness, a little bit more balance in it, and really get rid of this a little bit citrusy, a little bit astringent undertone. So I will make sure that I get one part which has a nice piece of chocolate in it. So I'm gonna eat this. It's amazing. I really love the taste of these cookies. In general, big fan. There's now a decent note of chocolate. And let's have a sip of the tea. So now I have quite an intense sweetness in my palate. Drinking the tea, and I only taste chocolate. There's nothing. I feel really like it. Just I had drunken as kind of a milk chocolate. So I really only get the chocolate, and it completely overpowers the tea. Yeah, it's like there's so much sweetness in my palate, and so much this kind of lingering chocolate taste, that I really don't get the subtle notes of the green tea. So it's a pity. Before, beautiful, kind of very complex tea, super enjoyable, but now it's just hot water. So you really see that now it comes a little bit back now after the fifth, as my mouth is a little washed out. So this is maybe something you can do. You just rinse your mouth, but we don't really want to do that. To eat something sweet, then rinse it, and then drink the tea again. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, it comes a little bit back, but not really. So maybe I really do that now. And I make the second brewing. So second brewing, super simple. Let's just put the water in, 20 seconds, and then we're done. But the good thing is about the chocolate chunk cookie is that actually there are chocolate chunks and non-chocolate chunks. So what I will try now, if this changes anything, I will just take a part where there's no chocolate. So let's see if I'm able to. Oh, that's going to be a difficult one, but we try anyway. So this is chocolate. this is chocolate. And there's a chocolate piece. There is a chocolate piece. It's a little bit more difficult. Okay, so there's chocolate. Good. I think I got, yeah. Doesn't seem to be chocolate in anymore. Yeah, here's another one. Okay, it's not so easy. I thought it's easier. Ah, there's another one. Wow, okay. Okay, it's definitely very difficult to get around the chocolate, but we have found. So, only dough. So you can see no chocolate pieces. I tried to get rid of them all. I really hope I did. Yes, I did. Okay, now we're gonna eat this. Much smoother. Not so overpowering. Super sweet, decent. Now I really figure out that there's a lot of sugar in these things. So now we want to try. Let's hope. Huge difference already. So the sweetness is much finer. So the chocolate definitely plays the key role. There's still a very sweet taste. So it's quite sugary, this chocolate chunk cookie, and to eat it with the green tea. But now I'm getting much more of these subtle sweet notes. There's a little bit of the astringency also. The astringency becomes a little bit stronger now in the second brewing. But I get much more of the different notes. It's still quite sugary in my palate, but I get much more of these a little bit greener notes, which are also getting stronger in the second brewing. Get a little bit of this banana peel. The mango has a little bit disappeared. It's much greener, a little bit spinachy, much more spinachy, a little bit more edamame. And there's a little bit of a more kind of a citrusy tone, so a little bit more of astringency. So the sweetness of the cookie really pairs well. But as I said before, in the beginning it's quite sugary, but then it goes a little bit in the background. So definitely I had to take out the chocolate, which is the really main driver of the intense taste profile. And when I only take the dough, then I have a little bit more of a sugary, sweet, but much more balanced. So the completion of the taste of the green tea is much better done with this one here. So definitely the chocolate chunks have to go out. So what you can actually go for, and this could be an option, is that there are chocolate chunk cookies with white chocolate, and this is something we paired. And white chocolate is much more neutral, it's much more decent. Or you just take a cookie which has almonds or something else in it, but chocolate, if it's milk chocolate or dark chocolate, please stay away from it because it really overpowers the green tea. Then what we have today, now I want to do the direct test. So what I brought with me, which is a good pair always with green tea, is date. So this is a medjool date. I'm just gonna open it up to freed, and I'm gonna eat this now. I'm gonna have it. Date is wonderful because it's, on the one hand, it's nicely sweet. It sweetens up a lot your palate, but it's not overpowering. Somehow with the sugary and strongly sweetened cookies, I just get like a super strong sweetness in the beginning, but then it kind of flattens out. What I realized with the date is that there's a constant kind of level of a nice, not overpowering sweetness, but still very nice sweet taste. And now when I go for the tea, it's super different. It's incredible. So the sugar is really in the beginning, it overpowers, And if I take out the chocolate, then it's still very sweet in the beginning, but still it doesn't seem to level out that well the kind of the astringent tones. Meanwhile, kind of the date is much more nicely balanced. It keeps kind of a certain sweet baseline without a too strong first sweet note. So it is really much more complementary, beautifully complementary. So this is something I definitely will explore a little bit further, but in this case, I would recommend you, in the end, really go for a date. This is the best. It's also a little bit more healthy because there's a lot of fiber in a date. Meanwhile, in this chocolate chunk cookie, I guess the fiber, I really have to look for it. Good, so this was this. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll just enjoy the rest of this pairing. Thanks a lot, see you, and bye-bye. And if you have questions, put them in the comment section and ask us any question. We will be happy to answer and cover them. See you and bye-bye.